Odin, the original Father Christmas? Will you be leaving out any offerings this Yule for the bearded jolly old man? You probably grew out of all that years ago, but you might reconsider if we look deeper at just who that old guy with the white beard actually is. What follows are just some of my ideas about the origins of Father Christmas, also known as the Yule Father. There are many different theories, all drawing on different mythical or historical characters, which are all fascinating in their own way. This is just one of them and put together for a little bit of festive fun. Of course, you'll have your own ideas too, so please feel free to share them in the comments below. Santa Claus is a figure of our childhoods, supposedly based on a 4th century Turkish bishop by the name of St. Nicholas of Myra, who gave out gifts to the poor. But look deeper and consider this. Do they have many reindeer in Turkey? And how come Santa is said to live at the North Pole, or in Sapmi, known in the past by the derogatory term of Lapland? Why, if he's based on St. Nicholas, does he not live in Turkey? After all, snow features heavily in the idea of Yule, yet the white Christmas is pretty elusive, especially in Turkey. Perhaps the origins of Santa lie further north in Scandinavia, where the reindeer are actually found, and snow falls far more frequently. In the ancient and pagan legends of the north, we find the god Odin, a god of wisdom, magic, and war. Odin has only one eye, his other being exchanged for wisdom at the well of Mimir, and he traditionally has a long grey beard. According to the ancient Skaldic poem Odin's which means Odin's names, Odin was known as, amongst other things, Langbatha, Longbeard, and even Yolnir, Yule Man. Odin is a fascinating god. He's interested in gaining as much wisdom as he possibly can, and he also wanders into the world as a traveller, sometimes on foot and sometimes he rides out as he leads the wild hunt. The wild hunt is known throughout Europe and led by many different gods, goddesses or heroes, depending on the local law. It's a spectral hunt for lost souls or monsters, and to see the wild hunt was considered a very ill omen indeed. The wild hunt is also said to ride out during the winter, most famously at Samhain and Yule. Odin's steed for the wild hunt is his magical 8-legged horse called Sleipnir, who according to legend can traverse great distances in little or no time at all, exactly as Santa's reindeer are said to do on Christmas night. Sleipnir's 8 legs perhaps became the 8 traditional reindeer before Rudolph joined the team. According to Phyllis Siefke, in her book Santa Claus, Last of the Wild Men, The Origins and Evolution of St. Nicholas Spanning 50,000 Years, the practice of children leaving out offerings of food and drink for Santa and his reindeer is a leftover and Christianized form of the Norse peoples leaving out gifts for Odin and Sleipnir. In the Havamal, the sayings of the High One in question being Odin, there is the line, one gift always calls for another, and so Odin was said to leave behind gifts of sweets and blessings in exchange for the offerings. In this, Odin was given the name Oski, or wish-giver. Norse children would apparently put carrots or straw into their shoes as food for Sleipnir, and that's why we have the custom of leaving out stockings. The Sami peoples of the far north traditionally used straw instead of stockings in their boots, which were often made of reindeer skin. The Sami peoples are most famously linked in our imaginations with reindeer herding and brightly coloured clothing. The Sami had a custom of feeding the red and white fly agaric mushroom to their reindeer and collecting the urine to drink. The reindeer's digestive system gets rid of the more harmful substances and yet leaves much of the hallucinogenic substances alone. Could this be the origin of flying reindeer? When Odin travelled in the world of men, he was often elusive, transitory and disguised. He wore a pointed hat with a wide brim and long flowing robes which were said to be a blue or grey-blue in colour, and before the modern distinctive red and white outfit, Santa's outfit was usually depicted as blue and white or as shades of green. Odin also carried a special spear, his equivalent of St. Nick's crozier. Odin is a shapeshifter and magician, 2 characteristics that Santa shares, while Santa can allegedly stop time itself, and how else is he supposed to get down those chimneys? Like Santa, Odin was also very well acquainted with elves. The word elf comes from the Germanic alf, and the Svartalfs, which is dark elves or dwarves, created gifts for the gods such as Odin's spear and a special ring that could magically duplicate itself. Odin is a very observant god. He sits on a high seat from which he can see all the 9 worlds. 2 black ravens called Hugin and Mugen tell him all that has happened in the worlds. Could these be the origins of the Blackjacks or Black Peter who spies on us throughout the year? Yet another of Odin's names was Sangatal, truthfinder. Could this be how Santa knows whether we've been naughty or nice? Odin's real gift is not transient sweets but wisdom. Odin discovered the runes and in some accounts gave them to mankind. So, this Yule, think about sharing the old stories with the old wisdom within them, and maybe leave a little something out for Odin and Sleipnir. Whatever you and your loved ones celebrate at this time of year, I wish you very happy holidays.